All right, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to start off by giving all praises and blessings to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Raha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect. Shalom to the sisters who watch and who learn. All right, this is a part 2, all right, of Hebrew Israelite hate, part 2, all right. Esau does what he does. He cuts videos. He cuts off his devices. So, what I was about to do, or what I was doing when that video was cut, because I had to get another phone. I got phones and tablets. So anyway, I was just checking out this article. Okay, you got a lot of you Jakes that ran to Guyana. All right. A lot of you Jakes left America and have ran over to Guyana, and now, those Hamites, they're about to jack your ass. Okay, they calling you witches and witchcraft. Okay, so hey, they're about to start eating you. Okay. Like that one Hamite said, we eat your ass. All right. So anyway, back to the video. I got the volume up on there. Okay. I don't know, dude. Come on. That's why I hate using these other ones. But globalization refers to the increasing interconnectedness and interdependence, all right, of the world's economies, cultures, and populations, facilitated by cross-border trade, technology, and flow of people, information, and investments. Salakia, I hope you could hear me. But anyway, so let me lay it out for you. Okay? You Hebrew Israelites, you're the most copied people on the planet. All of these devices, the cell phones, the computers, you hear about data usage, data this, they're stealing you, whatever you're interested in. That's why when the algorithm is set up to steal what you are interested in, so that people with money, okay, could steal your. This is how they steal your ideas. And essentially, when you sign up and you say you accept this to use that, you accept them stealing your intellectual creativity. Okay. Now you may be even trying to put together a just like I was on Instagram, and there was a shirt I was interested in, and I looked at the shirt, because I really don't trust buying stuff off of these sites like Instagram, but I was looking at the shirt. I'm like, well, maybe I could find it somewhere where I could, probably buy it from. So, I didn't have to do that, okay? Because for the next 5-10 days, the same shirt, okay, popped up just in my feed, on 100 different sites, all right? The same shirt at different prices, which, I'm not going to buy the shirt anyway, but it was just interesting. And but the way that they stole that idea. Now, let's say I did buy the shirt. Now, I was wanting to buy the shirt because I was thinking maybe I could be the only person with this shirt. But when it popped up on these other sites and it kept popping up, well, guess what? If it popped up in my algorithm, it popped up in other people's algorithm. All right? Because guess what? You got a so-called Hebrew Israelite, okay, who had an interest in this product. Okay? And so whatever you're interested in, that's what globalist, okay? I was sitting here thinking what word would fit that, and it would be a globalist. Let's see.
Here's the definition of globalist. A person who advocates the interpretation or planning of economic and foreign policy in relation to events and developments throughout the world.
Booyah. Booyah. So these are your trillionaires, okay? Man, and that's the spirit, okay? Listen, I didn't sit here. I don't sit down and come up with these videos, man. All right? I've never looked up the word globalist, okay? Globalization, that. But I just went off of that one video. So that's how the spirit works, okay? We don't, us as men, we don't say this is what we're going to do, all right? It's whatever's in the power of Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, to move us, man, all right? So these would be your elites, okay? The globalists, all right? These are your elites. And so they have the power. This is why you can't grow. Your small business, okay, is not going to grow. Because the globalist, okay, even with what was it? With the what is it called? Martin Luther King and what did they call it? Civil rights. But the civil rights about segregation, all right? So what they did with civil rights is, because Jake was making money, okay? Jake was making a killing, all right? And business-wise, they were able to stay afloat, all right? And so all that civil rights did was brought these rich Edomites. See, Esau had to steal Jake's flavor. Jake was coming out with jazz, and he was over in Europe, okay, with jazz and blues, okay, and they were the people around the world were loving it, and Jake was making, Jake wasn't really making money for him, but he was making a living. See, he was making a living, and that's a no-no. You have to understand what hatred is. I'm talking above a lot of you people's understanding, man, but you still don't get it. When what hate is. You don't understand what hate is. And when you hear a Hebrew Israelite, addressing another brother, they're hating. You people don't know what hate is. So find the scripture, because you don't see it. You don't see it yet. You don't see it. This is Genesis 27 and 41. And it says, and Esau hated Jacob. Okay? And Esau, so it's hating in the Bible? Of course it is. Just like it's present in the real life, just like it's present in the world. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. So what is Esau hating on? He's hating on your salt, on your flavor. He hates on that. Okay? He hates on that the ability of you to be able to survive. He wants to, these devils wanted to take you out after slavery. Do your history. That's all we tell you to do. After slavery, they didn't know what, they were confused. They just said, shit, we let them stick around. They wanted to ship you to Africa. That was a plan. And this is just from what they teach, what they taught us in school. Okay? But they decided to let you go. All right? Because, again, going back to the caricature or the meme, okay, they trained a few Jake, because you had Jake fighting in wars. They were trained to do what? To be the servants of these Edomites, to get in line. So when we're talking about these entertainers, no, man, these people are trained to keep you in line. You're clergymen. They're trained to keep you in line while this devil is going upside your damn head. He's trying to get in on your blessing. Okay? And Esau, and these are mainly, okay? And these are not mainly, but first and foremost, the small headers, the 1948ers, okay? The anti-Sim community, the Goldsteins, Silvermans, okay? They are the first and foremost in getting in there, trying to pry away your blessing. And they use technology now, all right? The cell phone, okay? They cut me off, I'm doing videos. They cut off brothers' videos, all right? Because it's damaging. Or, they'll use a Negro to play the popularity game. Or don't watch his video. Don't watch him. Don't look at him. Don't rock with him. It is what it is. Okay, I do this through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai Hashem, Raha Kwadash. All right? And it was through the spirit that I was able to get this truth. All right? That's how it works. I'm not here to make a profit off the truth. I'm happy, all right? Proud, overwhelmed by knowing this, man. By having what understanding that I do of this truth, man. And it works, and the way that it works. Okay? So anyway, and Esau hated Jacob. See, we're just exposing what they are doing, and they label us as a hate group. Ain't that a bitch? We're showing you what they're doing, because what they're doing is, when you look, and I just laid it out for you, man. Fuck, I just laid it out as clear, and then you're going to have someone who takes this, they're going to go sell it, okay? And may Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, curse that type of individual, man. That's why they end up in jail and being exposed. Okay, because this is like Tesla, man. All right. But anyway, Esau doesn't care about that, man. All right. Esau doesn't care about that. He doesn't care about the curses and, no, man. That's why he's ultimately going to be done away with in the earth. And that's not hate, but that's just the beast. That's just what he is, man. He did it. All right. So, and Esau, I'm reading, I haven't got into it yet. Genesis 27:41, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessings, all right, wherewith his father blessed him. Okay. See, it was the blessings that you got. You're blessed. And that's what Esau hates about you. That's why you don't fuck with these other, Moab, they could come to America. Ammon, they could come to America. The Hamites, they don't give a fuck about them, man. You don't see Hamites. Hamites are dark-skinned. Elamites, East Indians, they're dark-skinned people. You don't see the police breaking their neck, shooting them up. You don't see that. Most of the population of the earth are dark-skinned people. And you don't see the police killing them, arresting them, putting charges on them. Okay? You don't see that. See? But with you Israelites, they stay in your ass. They'll send a preacher to get in your ear. Look, he said ass. Okay? He said ass. And to quote a movie, what was it? With Eddie Murphy, Angela Bassett. I forgot the name of this movie. And Eddie Murphy was like a vampire. And he was playing a preacher in this one scene. And he was like, ass is good. Y'all tripping because I said ass. Ass is good. He's like, he said, oh, how you think y'all got here? We all got here because of ass. And if you get you some evil ass, or something like that. But it was funny, man. All right? To show you that these individuals, he cursed, he said, man, they're full of it, man. They're full of it, and that's why, and they're walking disorderly. Those are individuals you have to get away from. Right? Move away from those people, those slave-minded individuals. All right? So Esau, which is the so-called white man, all right? He has hatred because you are blessed. It's not about you, it's about your blessing. That's how I caught most cases that I had, man. In the street. I'm riding around in a car, okay? Riding around in a car, all right, Esau see you riding in that car, he pulling you over, man. He's planting drugs. Fuck you doing in this? No, sir. You supposed to be, those early days on the PlayStations and, PlayStation Live, the early days. Esau was confounded when he heard Jake over the headphones, man, playing certain games, man. He was confounded. What the fuck? They were confounded, upset. Okay? Because, they're taught, and, their belief system is that you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are like the fucking bubble gum on the bottom of the desk at school, man. A lot of you don't have desk anymore, or bubble gum on the bottom of the table at school, man. People, Jake don't even eat bubble gum anymore, man. So you have times change. Jake just walk around stinking, funky, because you follow funky, stinking leaders that they've set up. All right. So, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. All right. So, man, and he didn't say this to himself. Okay, he said this he put the word out. All right. He put the word out in the earth. Okay. And it was up. Okay. Genesis 27 to 41, it says, and these words of Esau, her elder son, were told to Rebekah. Okay. So he put the word out. He put a hit on Jacob, man. Okay. Esau is the first person to put out a hit. Okay. He put a hit out on Jacob. All right. And she sent and called Jacob her younger son and said unto him, behold, thy brother Esau, as touching thee, doth comfort himself, purposing to kill thee. So this can't be your comfort here in America. He comforts himself here in America. All of these globalists, they comfort themselves seeing you get killed. The closer you get to them, the more you're going to die. So I Puffy and all of these individuals, once they decide, no, we're not going to do this anymore, they're going to prison. And this is a comfort to Esau. He can go to bed and sleep well at night now. Okay? So this is what hate is, man. And I'm not even going into this, man. All right? Because a lot of this, you should have been taught as a child, man. All right? The hate that this man has for you. You can see these individuals on TV, and they're the talking heads, and they look like us, okay? But they are trained. They are trained by Esau, okay? They're trained by Esau to make you go away from following Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, to go out of the way. All right? The whole time while they're stealing your ideas. You jumping on the iPhone, FaceTime. No, man, they own FaceTime. They're on the iPhone with you. They're stealing your ideas. That's why when you get arrested and go to jail for something you've done, it's because your phone, they're making trillions off of what the fuck you're talking about and doing. Remember Wu-Tang? I remember when Wu-Tang was on one of their albums, on one of their songs, and they were talking about Clark's, shoes that they wear out in New York, Clark's Wallabies, and they was talking about how to paint them. You do a pair of Clark's like this, you airbrush them, and you know what I'm saying? And, guess what, man? Hey, shit. Clark said, you don't got to do none of that, nigga. You giving the airbrush man money. No, sir. We want all of that money. You ain't eating shit. You working. You working to get that. Okay? So Trump, in a way, Trump is opening you niggas' eyes, man. And you calling him hateful. Because now things are starting to be uncovered. China's making the shit that you're killing people for, man. And they're making it for pennies. And who's selling it to you for all of this money? The globalist. Now you do your research and find out who the globalists are. All right? You got your, what are they called? The Bilderbergs, Gettys, all right? Rothschilds lead them, all right? And there are more and more. Use over time for globalists, all right? So, look at that. 1950, okay, is when globalists started to build up in the 50s. See? It came in with segregation. Okay? That's how they were able to get into Tap in through Martin Lucifer King. All right. Your black church opened the door for them. It opened the floodgate, as you see, from 1950. So that 50 and about right there, that would be the 60s. I don't know if you can see that graph. If you understand graphs, all right. See that 1950. Okay, that's when, and then look at the boom. All right, it went up. It went up because of what I forgot. What do they call that? Enter something. Forgot the name of the word. But anyway, desegregation, segregation, all of that. Okay, when they brought you together with Esau, all right, and Esau began to steal. Those nigger, not them. Okay, not them. They'd had no vision. All right, they had no vision. In fact, let me show you the reality of these Edomites. All right. This is the reality of Esau. Now I'm going to go to something that someone sent me. I wasn't able to do it. All right. Now, I'm about to go in. All right. This is a text message someone sent me. It says, "Dear black people." Now, we're not black people. All right. That's another sleeping pill. All right. Put you to sleep. Okay, it says, when racists hit you with their Fox News talking points about black on black crime in cities like Chicago, Detroit, Baltimore, Philly, etc., I want y'all to start listening, Salakia, to start listing their crusty, collapsing, opioid-riddled wastelands. That's right. That's right. Because these Edomites are pointing a finger to you. And those same Edomites who didn't want you to move into their communities, they moved away. Well, this is what they moved to. Okay? Because they got away from you. They got away from the salt. All right? And so they became crusty. All right? So when they moved and ran and flew away from you, this is what the majority of those Edomites, what became of them. Okay? Hit them with the real strongholds of white dysfunction, racism, addiction, crime, illiteracy, and incest. Y'all ready? Get your pens out. Salt Lake City, Utah. Meth, heroin, and white teen suicide rates are so high there, even the Mormon Tabernacle Choir can't sing over it. Ooh, it's bad. Nasty. Portland, Oregon. This place is gentrified. Homeless, filled, and teetering on the edge of an apocalypse. Yeah, they can't wait for the nukes to come take them out of there. All right. Those Russian ICBMs. Boise, Idaho. Okay. Man, makes you not even want an Idaho potato no more. White nationalist recruiting ground with fentanyl overdoses. And so when Trump would go through these states, this is what he would encounter. Okay? This is why he's pissed off at China, because China's booming the fentanyl. Okay? These damn Edomites are eating fentanyl with their Rice Krispies in the morning. Spokane, Washington. Meth trailers. Missing teeth and more white-on-white domestic violence than a Lifetime movie marathon. Man, Spokane. Woo. Yeah. Duluth, Minnesota. The soda pop. Here is a place where the snow is thick The heron is cheap, and the racism is politely passive aggressive. Okay? Yeah, all up in Minnesota, and that's where that George Floyd thing took place, up in the soda pop. Youngstown, okay, Ohio. Boarded up buildings, drug dens, and enough despair to write 10 Bruce Springsteen albums. Woo! Okay. So that's bad. Morgantown, West Virginia. Meth labs, overdoses, and let's go Brandon flags fluttering in the breeze of generational failure. Okay? And these are all sundown towns as well. All right? Springfield, Missouri. All right? So I don't know if Springfield, Missouri is the same as Springfield, Illinois. All right? I can assume they're the same. Okay? The show me state, all right? I tell people, look, I'm from Missouri. You got to show me, right? Okay? High crime, low hope, and a broken education system. All right? So, they're popping sisters and cousins, all right, and everything else, all right? Erie, Pennsylvania. Think Detroit without culture or rhythm. Okay, that explains it all. Okay, remember, those were the same Edomites back in the 60s and the 50s. Get out of here, nigger! Get out, nigger! Right? So this is what they have, man. All right? But these Edomites, and guess what? They're looking at your blessing. They get a son or a daughter that leaves there, goes to the military, then they join the police force in your town. Okay? And guess what? The rest of these Edomites don't care. They don't care. They'll let them be the police, the sheriff, the mayor. Billings, Montana. Fort Smith, Arkansas. Manchester, New Hampshire. Knoxville, Tennessee. Harlan County, Kentucky. Crime, meth, overdose, and casual racism. I mean, hey, these are your sundown towns. Grundy, Virginia. Known for peel mills, poverty, and cousins who double as soulmates. Ain't that a bitch? Add to that Pikeville, Kentucky, and Logan, West Virginia. Paintsville, Kentucky. Fentanyl, food stamps, and folks who still think Elvis is coming back. Oh, man, Esau was waste. Okay, he's looking at your blessing. Bluefield and Ellens, West Virginia, where everyone's related, addicted or both. Add Jackson County, Ohio. Hazard, Kentucky, the name fits. Clay County, Kentucky. Letchester County, Kentucky. Owsley County, Kentucky. And McDowell County, West Virginia. The most overdosed, underfunded, and inbred place east of the Mississippi. Don't get mad, y'all. Don't get defensive. Don't let them deflect. Drag their racist asses back to their hellscapes and make them sit in it quietly, all right? Because we've had enough of you fucking Edomites running your damn baloney lips, all right? Uncomfortably, with all the shame they pretend not to feel. Yeah, because they're like that damn serpent, okay? So anyway, with that being said, this is part 2 of what, okay, or Hebrew Israelite hate, because they're going to try to come down on us real hard with these individuals that they trained, all right? And so, hey, man, you're not going to come, you can fight against the Lord, but hey, as the saying goes, man, your arms are too short to box with God. So till next time, Lord, when you edified, shalom.